What you are about to witness has never been documented in the wild before. A predator, a litter of helpless puppies, and a bond so profound it will shatter everything you thought you knew about the animal kingdom. The Masai Mara, Kenya. The dry season has arrived without mercy. Grasslands stretch to the horizon in shades of burnt gold and copper, cracked earth thirsty beneath a merciless sun. Acacia trees cast thin shadows over a land that rewards only the strong and punishes the vulnerable without hesitation. Somewhere in the tall grass, something small is crying. A serval cat moves through the landscape like a shadow given life. She is lean, long-legged, her spotted coat almost indistinguishable from the dappled light filtering through the brush. Her enormous ears rotate like satellite dishes, catching every frequency the savannah dares to produce. She has been hunting since dawn. She is focused. She is efficient. She is, in every biological sense, a predator. But tonight, something stops her cold. The sound hits her from 40 meters away, high-pitched, desperate, not the sound of prey, something else, something that triggers a response deep inside her that evolution itself cannot explain. She freezes. Those golden eyes lock onto a dry creek bed partially hidden beneath an overhang of roots. She moves closer, belly low, instincts and something older than instinct pulling her forward in equal measure. Inside the hollow, 4 golden retriever puppies, no older than 3 weeks, their eyes barely open, their paws too large for their tiny bodies, and their mother gone, nowhere, not nearby, not returning. These puppies, most likely abandoned after their domestic mother was separated from them by a flash flood that tore through the region 2 days prior, have been alone, cold, and starving in this hollow for longer than their fragile systems can endure much more of. The serval circles once, twice. She is close enough now that the puppies can sense her warmth. One of them, the smallest, blindly crawls toward her, presses a wet nose against her front paw, and something in this ancient wild cat simply breaks open. She does not walk away. She lowers herself to the ground, curls her long body around the 4 trembling puppies, and lets the smallest one tuck beneath her chin. For a long time, nothing moves except the grass in the evening wind. A predator and 4 golden puppies sharing breath and warmth, and the impossible warmth of an unearned mercy. Over the following days, wildlife researchers tracking the serval via a GPS collar are baffled by her coordinates. She is not hunting in her usual range. She is barely moving at all. When the research team, led by a field biologist named Dr. Elliott and his assistant, a young woman named Nadia, finally locate her position on foot, they stop walking. One of them reaches out and grabs the other's arm. Neither speaks for a full minute. The serval has established a den, and she is not alone in it. The puppies are alive, all 4 of them. The serval has been grooming them, sleeping against them through the cold nights, and in an act that stunned the entire research community when the footage was later reviewed, she has been attempting to nurse them, her body responding to their persistent nuzzling in ways that science is still attempting to fully explain. While a serval cannot fully sustain 4 golden retriever puppies on her milk alone, the behavior is extraordinary. She is trying. With everything she has, she is trying. Nadia later described watching the serval lick the smallest puppy back to alertness after it had gone dangerously still one morning. She said it was the most unselfishly determined thing she had ever seen any living creature do to another. The serval was burning her own energy reserves, skipping hunts, exposing herself to vulnerability, all for 4 creatures that carried none of her blood, none of her genes, and offered her nothing in return. Weeks pass. The puppies grow in the way golden retrievers do, almost absurdly fast, all paws and ears and floppy enthusiasm. They begin to follow the serval through the grass. They learn, imperfectly and adorably, to crouch when she crouches, to freeze when she freezes. One of the larger male puppies even attempts, with tremendous enthusiasm and 0 success, to leap the way she leaps when she hunts. He faceplants gloriously. The serval watches him. She blinks, and then, in a moment the camera captures with devastating clarity, she steps over to him, licks his ear once, and walks away. That is as close to laughter as the wild has ever come. But the savannah does not allow happiness to go unchallenged. On a Tuesday afternoon in the 7th week, a male leopard passes through the territory. He is large, he is scarred, he has picked up the scent of the puppies, and he is moving directly toward the den with the unhurried confidence of something that believes it has already won. The serval is half his weight. Her odds are non-existent. She knows this. Every muscle in her body knows this, and she stands her ground anyway. She places herself between the leopard and the den entrance, and she screams. Not a hiss, not a growl, a full, raw, territorial scream that tears through the afternoon air like a warning shot. She arches. She rises onto her toes to make herself as large as she can make herself. She does not move an inch backward. The puppies inside the den go absolutely silent, as if they understand that the outcome of the next 60 seconds will determine everything. The leopard stops. He is confused. A serval should be fleeing. This one is not. He takes one step forward. She screams again and lunges, not to make contact, but to make a promise. The leopard holds, looks at her, looks at the den, and then, in a decision that defies all expectations, he turns and walks away into the brush. Dr. Elliott, watching through binoculars from a distance, said he had documented over 2,000 interspecies interactions across 20 years in the field. He had never seen a serval bluff a leopard. He had never seen anyone bluff a leopard. He wrote in his field notes that evening, "She had no right to win that standoff. She won it anyway." By week 10, the research team makes the difficult and compassionate decision to begin transitioning the puppies to a wildlife rehabilitation center nearby, where they will receive proper veterinary care and eventually be placed with loving permanent homes. The separation is not clean or easy. The serval paces the perimeter of the area where the vehicle was parked for 2 full days after the puppies are taken. She calls into the empty grass. She waits. And eventually, in the way that wild things must, she returns to her life. But those 4 golden retrievers, now healthy, now fat, now ridiculous in the best possible way, carry something in them that no amount of domestication fully explains. A fearlessness, a stillness under pressure, a habit of positioning themselves between the people they love and anything that feels threatening. The smallest one, the one that crawled toward a predator's paw in the dark and found warmth instead of teeth, is now living with a family in Nairobi. His name is Simba. He sleeps at the foot of a little girl's bed every night, one eye always half open, watching the door. He learned that from someone. In a world that told a serval cat exactly what she was supposed to be, she looked at 4 helpless, unrelated, entirely different creatures and decided to be something greater. She did not receive a reward. She did not receive recognition from her own kind. She received nothing except the quiet, private certainty of having done the most extraordinary thing the savannah had ever witnessed. Justice sometimes does not arrive in a courtroom or a headline. Sometimes it arrives in the tall grass of the Mara, in the form of a spotted wildcat lying down in the dark to keep 4 golden puppies warm, asking nothing in return. That is what love looks like when it is free of every agenda. That is what the wild, at its most honest, truly is. If this story moved you, hit the like button right now. It tells us to keep bringing you the wild's most extraordinary, untold moments. And subscribe so you never miss another story like this one. The savannah has more to say. We will be here to translate it for you.